Howdy, folks, it's Bags here. Today we'll be sinking our teeth into Lotus Lantern Rescue Mother, an upcoming action roguelike in the same vein as Hades. I was lucky enough to playtest this gem, but it still has an unknown amount of time to cook in the oven before release. Last month I got a message on my Steam profile saying something along the lines of, "You seem like a roguelike fan. We'd love for you to playtest our game." To think, I am some kind of roguelike fan? I own less than 1,000 roguelike titles on Steam and have less than 1,000 hours of playtime between them. Did they find my old 3DS account with over 5,000 hours in Binding of Isaac? The snoopy bastards. In my mind, this whole situation felt rather shady, and I kept thinking, scam. Looking carefully at the link, I realized it was a bona fide Steam store page link and figured it's probably safe. What the hell? I'll give it a try. My first impressions with the game weren't so hot. Upon booting, the menus were about as smooth as square wheels and felt like relics from a bygone era. A lot of the options seemed to do nothing at this time. In the Discord, there was plenty of people who were saying some of the knobs and buttons weren't functional as of yet. Navigating the menus did feel quite a bit like chewing on tinfoil, but they had proper ultra-wide support, so that has to count for something. I booted up the game expecting a stinky crap fest, akin to the 1,000+ fanatical games in my backlog I keep neglecting. But to my surprise, what I actually found was, dare I say, good? A visually stunning game with combat smoother than a hot knife through butter. Potential, more than a baby cacti sprout in the desert, but content-wise, it's on a bit of a diet currently. Yet there is so much room for this game to grow legs and run to the top of the genre. Nothing in the game explains itself. I saw some complaints about this in the Discord, but it didn't bother me much. Its systems are natural and didn't take too long to figure out. It's nice to see a game that doesn't spoon-feed you every bit of information like you're a first-time gamer or a console player. However, without the prompt saying, "Press up on the analog stick to move your character forward. Try that now." It did take me around half an hour to figure out how to move my character. At the start of the run, you'll be able to choose from a couple of martial arts. Right now there are only 2, but it has many grayed out I guess will be coming at the full launch of the game. These are basically your weapon picks in Hades. They consist of your main weapon and 2 specials that have cooldowns. Specials embarrassingly took me a run or 2 to figure out, and were game changers once I did. There's 2 little indicators in the bottom left hand corner, but I definitely didn't see those at first. The first martial art we're going to talk about is the Spirit Orb. It's a bunch of balls spinning around you, ready to slap some people in the face. Sounds like every TikToker's wet dream, am I right? You can shoot them out as projectiles or just let them spin around you and deal damage to anything they come in contact with. Initially, this martial art felt like the Hulk compared to the mystical sword counterpart. The mystical sword is the second martial art, and well, it's just a sword. It felt about as mighty as a kitten's meow at first, but now that I got the hang of things and learned about the specials, it's my weapon of choice. Discovering the specials really helped the sword shine and showed me what it was capable of. There is some serious care put into the balancing of both of the martial arts in this game currently, and I can only hope to see the same care put into future martial arts. You will also get an elemental artifact for an extra special. This is generally your most powerful attack and has the longest cooldown. You can only have 1 active artifact active at any time, but the passives seem to work their magic regardless. At the end of each room, you can snag an orb to level up any of your elements. It's best to focus on 1 element, one you have an artifact in, until it's maxed. Once you max out an element with its assigned artifact, you'll unlock the true nature of the artifact in the form of a greatly upgraded special ability. One I really liked in the game started out as a building you could summon down to stomp on your enemies, but once you hit max level, it became Buddha's hand coming down from the heavens to punish your enemies. Not sure how Buddhist that is, but it's badass nonetheless. Now there is some choosing to the next room on your runs, offering a little bit of strategy here. The rooms are laid out as 3 decks of cards. You can choose any path at the start of each run, and work through them however you wish, but you can't complete them all. Once you've danced through a certain number of rooms, your next destination will be a shop, and then you'll face the final boss. Runs are pretty easy once you get a grip of the game, and only took me a couple of tries to complete my first run. which is kind of refreshing. Most roguelikes revel in tormenting their players. I'm looking at you, Dead Cells. This game seems very accessible to new roguelike players, but it would be really nice to see some options to make the game tougher for more replayability. After each run, you keep some spirit elements. These are the currency that allow you to unlock permanent upgrades via the Lotus Lantern at the end of each run, making each run even easier, which isn't necessarily a bad thing for some people, but like I suggested a second ago, it would be really nice to see a counterpart to the Lotus Lantern, where you can slap on some optional debuffs for an added challenge, and maybe additional rewards. It would add a ton of replayability to the game. I guess the story would too. The game bills itself as being a story-driven game, yet there's less story than a Nancy Drew novel with all the pages ripped out. There is no story. I guess looking back, the pages didn't really matter. There's no story either way. I am clueless on Chinese mythology. Ask me about almost any other region in the world and I can talk your ear off, but Chinese mythology is kind of like speaking Greek to me. I know nothing. From what I understand, this is based off of a real Chinese mythology, so if you're into that kind of thing, it may turn out to be something real special for you once this part of the game actually gets in there. Needless to say, I am very hyped to see where this game will go in the future. It has a ton of potential of being the next Hades, and depending on the price, I would snap this gem up in early access just to see each build as they come out. I would love to dive deeper in this game, but currently there isn't any deeper I can go. The demo's up for grabs now for everyone. I'll leave a link in the description if you want to pick it up. Oh, and heads up, the gameplay in this video is from the playtest. I didn't add anything from the demo in there. The demo is more polished and has a new halfway point boss. I thought about including some of the demo gameplay in here, but then there wouldn't really be much of a reason for you guys to download it. I really hope you guys check this out. I believe the Discord is linked on the Steam store page for this game. The Discord link in the description, as always, will be to my personal Discord, and I can always send you an invite there myself if you want to join there and give me a shout. If you all like this video, please be sure to give it a like, and if you made it this long, why not subscribe too? I appreciate any feedback on the video in the comments. Tell me what you like, what you didn't like. That way I can implement it in upcoming videos. I have a weight loss update video coming out soon. A little bit of a spoiler, I've lost 17 pounds in 2 weeks. Pretty exciting stuff. I also have some ideas bouncing around for my next gaming video, so definitely keep an eye out for those. I appreciate y'all watching my channel, I really do. I know there's not very many of you at this time, but it does mean the world to me. Love y'all. See you later, alligators.